All right. Well, welcome, guys, to the team call. So I appreciate you guys all hopping on and taking the time out of your busy day. I know it's late, so thank you for being here. So tonight, I just wanted to talk about your why, and for all of like the seasoned coaches, you know that this is something that like we talk about a lot, but I think it's like something that has to be talked about even more because it really is a true it really is like if you're going to be successful in this business or not, because whether you feel like you aren't moving forward in your business or you're at a standstill in your business, or for coaches that start and then 6 months later they quit, it's because their why isn't strong enough. And like there's a stat that like 1 in 2 people quit network marketing basically within the first year. And it's usually because their why isn't strong enough. Or if like people are still around after a year, but they're still in the same spot, it's because their why isn't strong enough. Because they are the reason why they're coaching isn't strong enough to have them get the work done that needs to get done to move their business forward. So your goals are meaningless if you don't get beyond the materialistic and get like into the deep emotions. So like so many people say like, oh, I want to help people, or, you know, reasons why we all coach because we want more purpose in life. And, you know, we're drawn to it. We have had great success with the products. But you have to like really dig deep. And this why is going to change as you are a coach. And the reason that you signed up, for me, like it's completely different why I'm still coaching. You know, my why was just to wear a bikini for the first time in my life. Like I did that and then it changed, and then my why changed, and then my why changed. So as your life goes on, you have to like do this practice that we're going to do often, because your life's going to change. Your reasons for wanting to coach are going to change. Life happens and stuff's going to happen in your life that sucks. Like there's going to be bad things that happen. People get sick, people die, people lose jobs, divorces happen. Like there's so much that can go on, and things are going to happen. It's inevitable. So you have to learn how to take those things when they happen and figure out how to keep moving forward and not fall backwards, because things are always going to happen. Coaches on our team have all kinds of things, even as simple as things of getting engaged, planning a wedding, having a baby, and just dealing with all those things, changing jobs. And so you just always have to kind of go back to your why and have it somewhere that's in front of you to get you to do the work, because it's normal. Like majority of us don't get up and say like, oh, I can't wait to do my power hour. You know, like we know what we have to do, but doing it isn't always fun. It's just, we know what we have to do to move our business forward. The stuff that we do isn't hard. It's simple things. Talking to people, helping people with their health and fitness. Like it's not hard stuff, but having the commitment to do it. It's just like health and fitness or working out, eating healthy. Like it's not always hard. It's just having the consistency of doing it every single day. So I want you guys to have a piece of pen and paper out, because we're just going to go over some questions. I want you guys to start thinking. I want you to start writing things down. And just over like the next couple of days, the purpose of this is for you to really like create the why that you have to move yourself forward. So write this question down. What do you believe in so strongly that you would never compromise it? What do you believe in so strongly that you would never compromise it? The next thing, write this question down. There's going to be 4 questions, I believe I have. Yeah. Who or what would you put into harm's way to defend? Who or what would you put into harm's way to defend? The next one is who or what. It gets kind of like dark, but it gets better. Who or what would you die for? Who or what would you die for? And then also with that question is, what would you do to live for them? So just start thinking about, and like jot things down as you think about them. Like what is so important to you in your life? Do you have, is it family? Is it kids? Is it your spouse? What is like so deep ingrained for you? Like, a lot of moms would say like, I would go into a burning fire for my children if I had to. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like deep down inside, like what is so important to you? But also think about like, what would you do to live for them? So like for my kids, like, yeah, I would do anything to save them and protect them. But what do I want to do because I'm here and they're here? What do I want to do to make their life better, to make our life better? What is like so important to me? What do I want for them? What do I want for my life? What do I want for my family's life? You have to go deeper than like, I just want to help people. Because wanting to help people is not going to get you up out of bed every day. So like talking about my why in the past, my why has completely changed. But my why was working long shifts at a hospital and feeling underappreciated and getting like asked over and over to do more work and more work and more work and feeling like run down and exhausted. And to the point that like I didn't love my job anymore. And I was like, this is my every single day of me not basically never wanting to be at work. And that's like, you're at work a lot and you might love your job. So that might not be it for you. But then I was having 3-hour commutes and attached to that. So I'd come home and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't ever see my husband. I don't see my stepkids. I want to be able to go on field trips with them. And I just started thinking about like long term. When I was living in Boston, I would lie awake at night. I couldn't pay I was literally like just paying my bills. I had an expensive mortgage. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I hated that gut and like that feeling in my stomach was like that knot. I didn't want that anymore. So like those are the feelings that I had that like I literally like I could feel them now if I think about it, like how I would lie awake in bed at night thinking like, okay, how late can I pay the mortgage this month to like not get penalized? And like those are the emotions that you really want to dig deep into. And thinking about it, like maybe it's like, maybe it's not job related, but maybe it's that you want to have this dream house. And thinking about it like, yeah, it might sound like materialistic to you, but thinking about like, what does that dream house represent for you? Like for me, I have in my mind, like I want to have like 5 acres of land. I want a pond. I want, like I can envision it in my head. I want animals. I want a barn and I can see it. And like, for me, that represents like being at peace every day when I wake up and I can see like this beautiful like pond and green, like all this green grass and being able to like take care of animals every day and like being able to raise my kids, being able to teach them to do that. Like that to me is what it represents. It's not about like the materialistic thing of having like this kick-ass house. It's like, how does that make me feel on the inside? So just start thinking about those things that like, what is it? Like if you could be like, oh my God, I would love if every day I had this because it would change my life this way. It would change my family's life this way. And maybe you're single and you're not married. Everyone is different, but thinking forward, when I became a coach, I hadn't even met my husband at the time. So your why is going to be different. But I knew long-term, I started dreaming bigger. And those are the things that got me to work when I didn't want to, because it's normal to not want to just work. But you have to have that drive in your belly that says like, I don't want to work, but I want to have the freedom to be home with my kids one day. And that drive is more important right now than not wanting to work. So that's the drive that you need to pull in and think in the moment, like when you don't want to work, okay, well, what's my why? Like what's important to me in the long run? And that will get you to move forward. Think about like, okay, right, as I'm saying these things, like why did you join this business? For me, it was to wear a bikini. Like, why did you join this business? Maybe it was to make $500 a month. Sorry, just gonna pop up. What did you hope to accomplish? Was it you wanted to lose 10 pounds? Was it you wanted to make $500 a month? So why did you join the business? What were you hoping to accomplish when you signed up? And why was accomplishing that important to you? So if you wanted to make $500, what was it? Like for me, I remember saying to Allison, like, do you think I could make like $700 a month doing this? Because that was the number I had in my head that I felt like, okay, that would take off like some pressure. I had credit card debt and I had my mortgage. So that was like a number to me that I felt like, oh, if I had that, I feel like I would be like really good. So why was accomplishing that important to you? You might have a number like, I just want to make $300 a month because that will pay my car payment and that will make my life and my family's life better. Maybe you want to create a really good savings, and because you don't have any savings and you're like, if I could make $1,000 a month to just have into savings, that's great. Maybe you want to use it for traveling, and so that when you make vacations, you can pay for it in cash, and you want to travel twice a year. So like why is that accomplishment important to you? And then how does it make you feel? So again, like it's not about like the dream house that I envision in my head because it's like, it looks good. Inside that makes me feel excited. Like I can get butterflies in my stomach thinking about like living in the dream house or the place that I would like be like, oh my God, I would just love if I woke up every day in this bedroom that's all white and has this big window and I have a place to meditate. Like those are things that like bring me joy. And so that's the emotion that I pull into it. That's all related to my why. When I don't want to work, you think about those type of things. So just jot a few things down as I'm saying these things, because these are all going to incorporate into your like why statement. So I would just say like tonight or over the next couple of days, jot some things down, really dig deep into like that emotion, dig deep into your heart, dig deep into your gut. What excites you about this business? What makes you like, oh, if I had that, that could change my life. That could change my family's life. Like, what is it that excites you? Write those things down and just make like a statement. I can like read you what mine is, and pretty much I would add into your power hour every day is have this somewhere near you, whether it's on notes on your cell phone, whether it's on like your computer screen, and read it out loud, like so that you hear your voice saying it, because there's something that happens with your mind when you actually hear your voice. There's actually an app I've been using for affirmations. I used to use them for, and it would, I would say it, but now I'm using one that I recorded it and I can actually hear my voice. And like it's like, it is so clear to me that when I can actually hear my voice saying what I want, there's something else that happens into your brain. And so I would just recommend every day to read it out loud and say, this is what I want, because you're not going to want to work every day, guys. It's very rare. Probably like 10% of the time where I'm actually like, oh my gosh, I want to work and do all of this. Because once you get into it and you're working and you're like, oh yeah, this is great. But like, there's always other things that you could be doing. So if you see your why, it excites you and it reminds you why you're doing this, because it's about helping people, and it could be financially, or it could be about like getting your dream car or whatever that is. But you need to be reminding yourself of it daily so that it's always in the forefront of your mind, and then it becomes more natural. And then there might be days that you feel like you don't even need to read it because you're like, okay, I know why I'm doing this. So like mine, super simple, is to create a life of financial freedom, to live a healthy life full of energy and be present in the lives of my family every day, to wake up every day on our 5-acre farmhouse, have no mortgage, and to create a life for myself that I never thought was even possible. So it's just about dreaming big. Like my why that I had before, like I read it the other day and I had to change it, because it was for me to leave my job at the hospital. It was to be home with my kids one day. It was to have a baby and be able to leave my job. And that all came true. So I had to dig deep and think like, okay, what is it I'm excited about? Because now I am home with my baby. So why do I want to get up every day? And it is to create more freedom in my life, more freedom in my family's life. It's not all about like making a shit ton of money. It's about what can that do for us, to not have a mortgage one day, to be able to buy my nephews new cars, like do things for my family, like send my parents on an amazing trip, have a place that I love giving back to, like every month, give a ton of money to either children or animals, whatever resonates with you, like give back to life, because that's what makes you feel good. Those are the things that I get excited about. And so just like dig deep and just write it all out, get it out there, and then have it in a little paragraph where you can read it every day, and just get excited. And because it's normal, guys, like 6 months into this, a year into this, you could be like, I don't know, is this for me? And it's normal. It's normal to want to quit. It's normal. We all have that. I mean, I can just tell you guys that 8 months into this business, I was making money and I was doing well. But there were times where I'm like, is this for me? I don't know if I can do this. I'd have like a bad few days and I would cry and be like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And I remember like sitting in my backyard and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And I texted Allie and I was like, I'm like having like a really bad week. But it was the first time that I really felt that way. And I said to myself, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you a coach? And I thought about my why. And I said, just keep moving forward. Just do what you're supposed to do today and just do one day at a time. And those feelings went away. And then like the next week, I had like one of the best weeks in my business. And I have learned from that week throughout my whole business. Whenever I have a bad day, I think back to when I was sitting outside and I texted Allie. And I know that it's normal. It's ups and downs and you're going to have them. But you have to have a strong why to keep you, like bring you back to present. Because if you don't have that and you like take a couple days off, or life's crazy. And, like when I was pregnant, I couldn't drink Shakeology. I could use that as an excuse to like not be able to like move my business forward. Or you're getting married or you're moving, like stuff happens. But if you don't keep moving forward, you're going to move backwards really quickly and you're not going to get back on track unless you have like a really like strong effort to be like, okay, I'm back in this. But it's like health and fitness. When you start to go backwards, it's really hard to start again. So I would just like say like tonight, even like when you get off this, just get your why done. And that way you have it. And that's really it. So I don't know if anyone has any questions. If you have your why that and you want to like share it with us, if you want to share it like tomorrow in the team page, like the more that you get it out into the universe, the more real life it is. And that's why like saying it out loud is really important, but sharing it with people, like if it scares you to tell someone, like that's good. Your dreams should be scary. They should be like, oh my God, could I actually like do that? Because that's the life that you deserve, is to have a life that you love, and just having something that you can read every day to remind you that like you deserve that, and not to just like go through the motions of life. So that's it. Anyone have any questions? Anyone want to share their why? You can unmute yourself. I can unmute people.